Hi everyone, I just wanted to explain when it comes to a flex fit out, even some of the smaller ones, the main reason why that dollar per square meter of fit out cost is significantly higher than if you were doing a spec fit out. And this video is for a lot of landlords and tenants out there, I guess, who are considering doing it. And then they get the fit out or the CAPEX budget and they're a bit confused why, you know, it's starting to eclipse the 2,000 up to 2,500 bucks a square meter mark, where they may have just done a spec fit out for like, you know, $1,000, right? So let's call this, even if it's just a 1,500 square meter floor plate, and you've got a lovely core and you've got natural light and sunshine coming in from everywhere, like ideal, right? Normally, if you look at that from a spec suite perspective, you may only cut it into, oh, you know, let's do maybe 3. We'll have one relatively large one to service some of the demand in the market and 2 of these smaller ones. So you've got 1, 2, 3. And then the way you treat each of those spec fit outs, you may only have a couple of meeting rooms inside and everything else is open plan, like very nice and open. So from an FF&E perspective and our partitioning perspective, quite low. Now, when you look at it from a co-working perspective or a flex perspective, depending on how you define it, it's not going to look like 3 major spec suites. It's probably going to look something more like this, and you've seen this a lot, right? You'll wrap the facade to a degree with all of these smaller private offices. Let's call them times 5 or times 10p. And then you might keep this area because let's say this is the entrance or whatnot for more of your amenities, right? So you don't need as many partitions there. Maybe you've got some meeting rooms or something also here, and maybe a multi-purpose event space. Now I'm scribbling everywhere, sorry. But the main reason why the fit out cost goes up is because from 3 major partitions of a spec suite, suddenly you're dealing with a lot of these smaller ones, but for good reason, right? Even though that upfront cost goes up, from a cash flow perspective, we're able to move these a lot better in a market, in a co-working and a flex market. Meaning a lot of these offices are licensed out now 24 to 36 months at a time, which is great. But the demand for those size offices is around the 5 to 10, maybe 15 person mark, to mean that you can move and be really fluid as a business, right? If you suddenly start going, hey, we want to keep these costs down, so we're not going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 offices here. We're going to do one large 40p or 50p to help bring those costs down and almost be a mini spec suite. You could do that. But then the risk of you filling it and keeping it full from a cash flow perspective, because again, remember this is being run almost like a business, well, as a business, depending if you own it or your partner, is a bit risky. Because let's say that licensed customer or tenant, or whatever you want to call it, leaves, you've suddenly got a 50-person gap within your cash flow that you have to fill, right? So a lot of the time, these larger ones work great and they can bring your upfront costs down as a co-working business, but they're a bit risky. Right? And one thing I always find interesting is that, yes, it's different because this is a business from a co-working perspective, but when a co-working business doesn't fill these offices, they're punished for it, right? Because they've got an expectation of hitting a certain rent target, especially with a landlord if you're partners. But think of it this way, if you've suddenly gone the spec suite route and you haven't filled them for a year or 2, you know, are you punishing the spec suite business case, so to speak, or is it just sitting there? And then the second you fill it, you're like, great, it's done, it's making money. Versus a flex fit out or a flex business, if you haven't filled it within the first 12 months, you're kind of in trouble. And that's another reason why, you know, a lot of business cases you might see, you've got, let's call this 24 months and 85% occupancy, you kind of have this thing happening, right? Where you get a 12 to 15 month period ramping up to hit that occupancy because you're not going to open it and fill everything. You're going to gradually hit that 85% mark and then fill all of these offices to hit a very healthy rent return. So hopefully this was helpful. Cool.
5 minutes.
Yeah, sick.